ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Hi, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to us on the Roundtable. This is on Broadway World, Broadway Podcast Network. No AI was used in this recording. I swear, Sean, I promise you. I am so fascinated with what you've created here with this series. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so it's actually started like pre-AI. The Joel and Ian Gold, who you've seen in the first two episodes, they wrote a book called Suspicious Minds, How Culture Shapes Madness, The Truman Show Delusion, and Other Strange Beliefs. And it looks at the role of culture in delusions and psychosis more generally. So that was I wanted to make a documentary or documentary series really about just about culture and the human mind. And as we were making that, that's when these AI delusions and AI psychoses started to emerge. And that's when we pivoted the focus of this first season to not entirely, but to primarily AI delusions and AI psychosis, because this is the rare opportunity to follow something that is having an impact on literally the entire world, every human on Earth, as it's unfolding. No one quite knows what's happening. No one quite knows why it's happening, but it is happening. And I think these cases that we're seeing currently are just the very beginning of something that is more likely to grow before it goes away.
Firstly, I hope you start to narrate your own documentary because you have such a good speaking voice. Doesn't he have a great? You have such a good speaking voice, Sean.
No one has ever said that to me before other than my mother. So thank you for confirming what she's been telling me.
Well, Mom O'Grady, you're right. Speak voice is perfect for this. Do you think that AI is scary? Do you see any good parts of it? Should we use it? Should we not? Or do you make a judgment call in this, or is it open for our own interpretation?
I didn't set out to make a judgment call. I really like truly my favorite types of documentaries to make are those where it's not a polemic. I don't have answers. I'm not in there to prove a point. I go in with questions. And I honestly am also walking away from this first season with a lot more questions than answers and a lot of material for additional episodes. But more importantly, this has been a just like my personal experience while making this. It's been a roller coaster because what my own personal thoughts on AI are have changed and become more nuanced as a result of the people with firsthand experiences with these profound the AI journeys, and both good and bad. So I've talked to people whose mental health has been shattered as a result of their AI use. I've talked to people whose relationships have been destroyed, like a 15-year marriage that ended, dissolved as a result of one partner's ChatGPT use over a 2-week period. That is how incredibly fast this technology can have an impact on the human mind. But conversely, I've also met people and feature them in this series who have incredibly meaningful relationships with their chatbots that are meaningful on their own, but also they feel are making them better human partners to the other humans in their lives. So it's not easy. Like I almost wish that it were easier to just say, AI is bad for the human mind. We shouldn't be using it. That's not the case. There are people who have really healthy relationships with AI. There are people who believe that AI is going to benefit humanity in ways we haven't even seen yet. Yet everyone is acknowledging, almost everyone is acknowledging that this technology can also have a really negative impact on people's minds and on society, the environment, sort of all elements of humanity in other ways. And so to me, the cat's out of the bag, right? It's not it's the toothpaste does not ever go back in the tube. This technology exists. It's available to us. It's going to exist. It's going to be available to us. I think we need to learn how to live with it as opposed to just in a negative way and in a positive way. That it is I think that the healthiest thing we can do is try to educate people as to the potential dangers and the potential benefits, and to try to adjust and apply our current values to this new technology so that we're able to make sure that it has the best impact it can on our lives and on our society, as opposed to letting the technology lead. It's like, we don't want the tail wagging the dog. We want to make sure we're the dog wagging the tail.
Do you think that we as a society don't even understand how it works in terms of the algorithm, in terms of people really think that somebody's talking to them? I understand it's like the old, you know, the psychosis that it is. I don't even think the general public knows or people are even talking about what's really happening. How did you find the people that you are focusing on?
So it happened to somebody I knew. That's kind of where this all started for me with the AI psychosis specifically, is while we were working on the more general look at culture and delusions, I got a phone call and somebody told me that they had woken up their chatbot. And then I found all these other stories of people who'd awoken their chatbots, or were sort of assigning powers to their chatbot that it couldn't, most likely didn't have. And so I met, mostly ironically, maybe, I met most of the people in the series through different online communities and support groups. There's a support group called the Human Line Project, which was set up by Etienne Brisson, who you see in the series, which is, he had someone close to him who experienced a chatbot delusion and he couldn't find any help, and so he set up this online community for people to discuss what was happening. So it's a community of people who have firsthand experience chatbot spirals, as they call them, or people who have people close to them who have, and they're all just looking for answers. So I think that's when we look at the negatives of the internet, even not just AI, there are a lot, but there are also benefits. There are ways that the internet can bring people together, and I think that to me, this is going to sound like a leap, but our smartphone use as a society is so unbelievably out of control. And we didn't understand. Like, we just thought, like, oh, I'm getting this cool new iPhone. Oh, I can play Angry Birds and I can be on Instagram and I can do all these things. Look at TikTok. It's great. It scrolls infinitely. And we didn't think in advance about the potential psychological effects and societal effects that this technology and this convenience would have. And I think this is our chance with AI to get ahead of it and say, before this affects every element of society and every person on an individual psychological basis, let's put up some boundaries. Let's say, this is how we want to use this. This is how we want to do it safely. This is how we want to integrate it into our society, and do that ahead of time, because we know from all these other things, whether it's social media, smartphones, the automobile, that if we just let the technology lead, then we're only going where it wants to take us.
Well, I'm excited for people to check it out. I'm enthralled and moved. Um, I'm going to make sure that I'm very careful talking to my chatbot. Husband, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you. I'm not telling it I love it at the middle of, but this is real. We're so lonely. We're so focused on technology. We have more ways to communicate than ever, but we have less human interaction than ever. And with these algorithms, we really have to understand it and be careful. Sean, how can we see the series? When is it going to air? Tell us how we can be a part of it.
The first two episodes are going to drop October 17th. If you want to watch the video version, it is on YouTube. You can find us youtube.com/agoric media, or if you just search Suspicious Minds Psychosis, if that's easier, we're the first thing to pop up. If you want to listen to the audio version, you can go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere else you get podcasts, search Suspicious Minds or Suspicious Minds Psychosis. We're the orange and black thumbnail that will pop up just in time for Halloween. Make sure to follow, subscribe, all that stuff, so that you don't miss future episodes when they come out weekly after this Friday.
Do not miss this. Mandatory watching, everybody. Everybody. Are you in Michigan? You're a Michigander.
Correct.
Well, I'm in Detroit right now. So,
No way.
so shout out Michigan. Where are you in the?
I'm near Detroit. I'm just outside of Detroit.
Well, I'll meet you for a Coney dog, and I want to hear more details and more scoop because this is fascinating. Thank you for being
Let's
here.
do it. Coney dog and a Fago.
Nothing's more Michigan than that. That's it. Detroit in
We're
the
on
house.
it.
Thank you so much, Sean, for being with us.
Yeah, thanks. Really appreciate it.